And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Welcome to episode 75. We're 3/4 of a way to 100, boys. Yay! So, we're here today. You have your president, David Lloyd. You have the CMC himself, Christopher McCarthy.
Hello.
And we have Danny Medina. Hello, Danny.
Hey, how's it going? We'll sort out the tariffs, how this works out. Do I pay the tariffs? Do you pay the tariffs?
We'll pay the tariffs later on. We pay the tariffs later.
We pay the tariffs.
Yeah. In about a month's time. We're all fucked in about a month's time, don't worry. Your economy, it's gone. Jesus. What a way to start.
We're off the rails. We're out the
Tariffs straight away.
I love it. So Danny's in today because Jamie is not on the show.
Where is he, Dave?
Strap in, boys. So many years ago, before Jamie met his now wife and settled down, he took a trip to Thailand looking for an adventure. But when he got there, he ended up mooching around like everyone else. The highlight being he drank some snake blood, which he thought he was Dr. Pepper. He bumped into a depressed Scottish fella who left him a map before committing suicide. Sad. The map was of a remote island off the coast of Thailand. Paradise. He befriended a French couple. The girl was very pretty and Jamie had a soft spot for her. He built up the courage to ask them to join him on the adventure and go and find the island. They agreed. The French dude sorted out all the travel. Thank God. If Jamie did it, they might have ended up in Portugal. On the way, Jamie started to fall in love with the French girl. In parallel, he met some surfers. He draws a copy of the map and leaves it. They get to the point where they find the island and they swim across to it and they find a field of marijuana. God help me on this bit. Gaily, they frolicked in the field of pot. However, Jamie comes across a monkey attached to a man holding a gun. Jamie hides the French duo as the monkey cries out. The man, his monkey, and his mates start to look for the intruders, and they escape and find paradise on the other side of the island. To their surprise, it's inhabited by a community of people who live separate from the weed-growing people on the other side of the island. The one rule is that they don't bring anyone else to the island. The three confirm to their leader that they haven't told anyone else. Naughty Jamie doesn't tell them about the map he left. The community live in harmony, fish, build, play games. There's a black man from London who loves playing cricket. One evening, the French girl admitted her love for Jamie. They ended up smashing in the sea. What a sight for the fish. Soon after, the French boyfriend tells him that he knows about the two of them and he's happy for them to start a relationship, which they do. Jamie is almost eaten by a shark while fishing. On recanting the story to the community, the boyfriend of the leader tries to belittle Jamie. Jamie swerves when he drives and the leader thinks Jamie is mighty fine. The next day, the leader tells the community that some of the food has gone mouldy and Jamie's selected to go with her to the mainland to replenish their shortfall. He goes and ends up smashing the leader. They also see the surfers and he tells the leader they don't have the map. They go back to the island. Their secret bonk is not outed. One of the community is killed and another gravely injured by a shark attack. They try their best to look after the injured guy, but he's going downhill. The surfers are seen ready to swim across to the island. The leader tells Jamie to send them away and destroy their map. She tells the community they had sex while they were away, and the French girl leaves him and goes back to the French dude. Isolated from the group, Jamie goes insane. While the surfers make the island, the weed growers kill them all. Not before Jamie acts like a monkey. After Jamie witnesses their death, he goes back to the community and performs a mercy kill on the dude that was the shark attacked. He gathers the French duo and decide to leave the island. However, the weed growers capture them. The weed growers are fuming that new people are coming to the island. They give the leader a gun with one bullet in it, and they tell him to shoot Jamie. She pulls the trigger, but the gun is empty. The community is shocked. Paradise is not worth sacrificing their humanity, and they all leave. Years later, while working in the office, the French girl sends Jamie a picture of the three of them enjoying paradise. Happier times. Now, you ask me where Jamie is.
The beach.
I don't know. However, I wish that he's searching for that one piece of paradise once again. Anyway, boys, so what have you been up to?
Is that Paradise the monkey?
Yes.
He's just going to totally bypass. The thing is, this past week, I have watched The Beach.
There you go.
So that was really fresh for me. I remembered all of that really well anyway. So
Who said it was The Beach? What?
Oh, okay. It was Jamie's life. I watched
Jamie's
a
story.
documentary on Jamie's life this week. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
thanks for that.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to the show. Chris, what have you been up to? Anything good?
Yeah. I watched The Beach the other day. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm all good. Been up since 4 a.m, so I am really tired at the moment. I was doing a boot fair, Danny, which is the equivalent to a swap meet, right, Dave?
Probably.
But yeah, Dave doesn't know. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. But yeah.
You take your crap to somewhere in your car. You open up the boot, and then you put the stuff out normally onto a table, and then the people buy it from the table. Oh, two tables. So there you go, two tables. And then they buy the shit from you. That's what we call a boot sale over here. So,
that's the same as a swap meet, right?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Danny, how
Did you make a lot of money?
Oh,
I made
Did
$150.
Chris
I made $150.
$150.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's probably like $200 or something.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. It was like we were there for about 5 or 6 hours, so not too bad.
It's about $1,000 at the minute, isn't it? With the economy and everything. I joke. I'm not joking.
I wish.
Danny, how are you getting on, bud? What's up in your life?
Everything's good. Well, I'm tired right now too, similar, but mainly because yesterday was a busy day for us. My family, my daughter finished up her soccer or football, as more European endorsed football season ended. So yeah, just wrapped that up. They had an after party for the kids and all that stuff. So it basically swallowed up our whole Saturday. So other than that, I mean, it's still early here when we're recording. It's like 11 o'clock, but I mean, I'm fine. I'm up. We all have kids, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we know what it's like. We're up and at 'em doing stuff, whether we want to or not. There's no sleeping.
Cool. All right, we'll go on. What have we been watching? Have we actually been watching any wrestling at all, or not so
Your
much?
face says that you have not been watching it.
I've been watching some clips.
Yeah. I mean, I watched Raw and SmackDown, not the past ones, the ones just before that. And I've seen clips. There is a certain clip I think we need to speak about as well at some point.
Go on then.
The TNA dive.
What's his
Nobody
name?
caught him. Leon Slater was
Leon
it?
Slater.
Leon Slater, yeah. Have you seen that, Danny? The clip of it?
No, I have not.
It is. Yeah. Where is he from? He's from Top of a Ladder, I think.
It's Ultimate X.
No, it's Ultimate X. Yeah, it's from the top. Dives off and nobody catches him. It's quite a hard watch, actually.
He survives.
He survives. He's okay.
He survives. He's all right, isn't he? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Not much is going on in the rest of the world, though. Really, with wrestling, I don't think not massively, is it? I'm just trying to think of all the clips I've watched from the last.
Lots of releases.
Lots of releases.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say the same thing. I'll be like, I think the releases overtook anything that happened in wrestling on any platform, any program. It's a disheartening in that sense. There was a couple shockers, I feel.
Yeah. Sam from the ATP was quoted yesterday and saying, "This is better than Mania."
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cora going, considering, especially in the hobby, how much steam she had behind her at a time. I think that was a bit of a shocker, to be honest. But I mean, Dakota.
You're telling me how much I invested into Cora that I have stuff just sitting. Even one of my purchases, I know we'll talk about purchases probably later, but one of my purchases I made literally last week was Cora.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, very good. But yeah, that was probably my biggest one that I felt out of the list. Dakota and Gigi obviously were sort of the shockers, the ladies.
Did I see that was Shotzi released as well?
Yeah, she's just been released.
Yeah.
Well, I think her contract's not being renewed.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the way they call it, isn't it? And they just let her go off into the sunset. That's not a massive shocker for me. She hasn't really done much. I mean, I always trying to think about like what's their big matches, and with Shotzi, all I can think about is the not the Elimination Chamber. What's the War Games? War Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can only think about her in that match with like when she cut off all her hair and she came back with black hair. But other than that, I can't really think about much what she's been in, to be honest, personally. But yeah, I think it was a lot of fodder. You know, Riley Osborne, nobody really knew who he was or.
Yeah, and there was a few names where I only really know them from opening like cards, like Topps Chrome and Select and the last Select, I suppose. Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's weird. Like people know them through the cards, they don't know them via the wrestling. I find that I find that quite funny, to be honest. But yeah, it is. It's happened. Are we any new storylines that have started? Anyone knows about? I don't think so.
No, we're in this lull. I mean, I guess you got Nia trying to challenge Tiffany for the belt, which is kind of like a snooze fest in my book. It's like, oh, we're retreading this back storyline. And you got the Naomi and Jade still continuing after Mania. And it's just, it seems like they're really, I get it's always a slow build after Manias that they kind of rehash some previous storylines. But man, you hope they would fix something because you got Money in the Bank right around the corner. And it always feels like a rush job that you have everyone trying to jump into that come, I think, June is when Money in the Bank will be. So we're already in May. So it's like, it's right around the corner and they're just going to do this. Everyone's going to be qualifying soon. And it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. But yeah.
They're going to do a shake-up as well, aren't they, soon?
Draft or something, isn't it?
They'll do a draft soon. They always kind of do that after Mania, but does it matter so much these days when all the big stars are just flip-flopping from the shows anyway? You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah, with the Netflix deal, I feel like a lot of people are just going to hop back and forth, and whoever they want to help push the show for ratings, they're always going to flip-flop. So, especially the big people like Roman, Cody, they're not going to tie them down historically to a show, probably.
Which kind of like, I'd kind of like that though. Like back in the day, I like the segregation. I like even though they did it for Survivor Series for probably too long, I did like the brand supremacy stuff. It gave Survivor Series something, and then they've obviously gone into War Games a lot of late. But
they might be going back to that because it's going to be in my hometown, San Diego, at a baseball stadium. That's outdoors. There can't be a cage. There's no War Games, I feel like, unless they're going to build something to hang it from. It's an open door stadium. It's a typical baseball stadium, so it's all outdoors. So they might be going back to that. That's all I could think of because they confirmed it's going to be in San Diego in November. So,
well, I don't know. I say let's hope so, but God knows, you'll probably end up with some weird thing that they're going to introduce. I don't know. Royal Rumble 2, The Revenge of the Royal Rumble. a massive battle royal.
The prelude to the Royal Rumble. It's in like October, isn't it?
The thing is, like, Survivor Series wise, I still miss the 4 versus 4. That for me was like the elimination 4 versus 4. And then you have all different things that happen within that. I know that got a bit dated as well, and that's why they moved on from it. But they can always go back to it for a couple of years, you know what I mean?
Or even just do like one kind of classic match. I think that would be kind of a nice, just a one throwback match. To see some weird sort of teams and stuff like that, and to have a reason to see those kind of weirder teams. Do you know what I mean? Like back in the day, it gave you a reason to see different wrestlers wrestling with each other.
Would be cool. Yeah. Would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, all right. We'll move on. We'll move on. So, Danny from MedinaBreaks off of the Whatnots. This section's all for you, man. I've just called it the man, the myth, the legend. Run. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. It's all yours, man.
Oh, platform is mine. So from San Diego, California, here in the States. Been doing breaking for about 3 years now, going on it. So primarily on Whatnot. Been a big card collector beforehand, and especially wrestling collector. Always watched wrestling growing up from a kid, even during the transition. I think there was only a little period when I was in high school, which was right during the Ruthless Aggression era when Cena was taken on. So kind of missed a little bit of the start of Cena's rise, and then came in right when, CM Punk and all them were coming back. So, but always been a big, long fan, collector as well of cards. And I think a lot of people probably, if they see my Instagram, they know I'm a big Roxanne collector. I even got a sweatshirt on. I know we're not doing video, but I have a sweatshirt of Roxanne.
Biggest one I know about, I know.
Yeah. So at least I picked one of my good PCs that's still hanging strong that financially I'm invested into. So, but yeah, no, definitely enjoy it. I enjoyed you guys. Like I've heard your guys' podcast based off of the Card Foundation, got into that, even talking to some of you guys in the group, some of your people a part of your Facebook group that are also in the Card Foundation group. And then some of them now are my customers coming into it. So yeah, I feel this weird little long, strong tie to the UK European customer base out there that's, you guys, and also shout out to Chris and Card Tricks. I mean, you guys have all embraced me, and I really appreciate the network here because we're all big collectors, wrestling fans. And yeah, when you go in my room, you're talking wrestling. You guys can crack jokes. We can shoot the shit and all that stuff. And that's what I always love. And yeah, if you guys only knew how much money I had to pay to get on this podcast just to get the press to put me over. Oh man, I'm gonna need these breaks filled.
I've been waiting. It's just the right time, bud. It was just needed to be the right time. But all good. So do you still like the Whatnots? Are you still happy on that platform?
Have you been tempted by Fanatics?
Yeah.
So I've actually tried to apply for Fanatics, but I've also spoke to a representative, and they're really keen on just focusing on people that have like card shops, right? Legitimate card shops that they have some kind of like a tie-in, or they're a big social media presence, right? You got the social media breakers on there that are the big names that you see on Instagram or YouTube that have like 100K followers and whatnot. So, but they told me just kind of build up your platform, keep doing what you're doing, give me the whole shebang. I would love to, anywhere there's a big network. I feel like while the rest of the category is growing, it's still a lot of the same clientele. So there's a lot of streamers on, a lot of people's pockets get eaten up as you buy wherever you buy from. Everyone has a budget. And I think that's what we're seeing as breakers to speak on. It's a little bit more competitive in the sense that people don't have much money to throw around. So it's how do you bring in new customers, legitimate customers that are going to be returner buyers? That's the challenge. And the days of making a lot of money off your first break during like the COVID periods, I think a lot of breakers need to realize that they haven't realized those days are gone, and it's more about volume and doing enough shows to pan out through the end of the week to make it worth your while. I think too many people are caught up on, if I'm not making XXX, then I'm going to push my show to the next day or the following day. And, wait it out for 12 hours to fill a break. And I know for you guys across the pond, you guys are like, we need to go to bed.
It's like 3, 4 a.m.
Well, we're very lucky with Chris. He's built up such a clientele over in the UK where when he goes on, he's on for a couple of hours, he's filled and off he goes, you know what I mean? Like, and that's taken a lot of hard work and grit to get that done, to be honest. But there's so many shows OTP and ATP that when they start, you're just like, oh god, this is never going to fill. And it's a rough watch sometimes. It really is. Do you think the volumes?
Casper.
Yeah, Casper the goat, man.
Shout out to Casper. Yeah, I gotta give him a big old virtual high five across this. Yeah, guy's doing work over there for Chris.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's a little gem, isn't he? Really, but. Do you think there's too much volume these days and whatnot? I mean, like, I'm not going to say no names, but just random shows popping up here, there, and everywhere, especially from like Topps Chrome coming into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of more like obviously we're seeing the influx of some sports breakers, right? They're trying to tap into the market. They're bringing what I call their carnival games into it, where it's just like straight gambling. Let's just call it what it
Yeah.
is. It's all good to have that. Everyone enjoys a nice little fun game every now and then, but man, just them coming in not knowing anything about the product, you could tell it's just a fishing for money, and it's cool. It's a business. I get it. But you also lose what we kind of have always had in our hobby for wrestling collectors is we're collectors. There's not as many flippers coming in, and now there is, and there's a lot of people swallowing up a lot of cards and pricing these things up like they're crazy. Like seeing some of these comps and buy nows or best offers you see on eBay or on whatnot that are you could tell they're mainly a sports collector at heart, and they just fell into this nice like Rhea Ripley out of 10 or this Roxanne out of 10 or whatever. And it's I get it, but at the same token for us it's kind of like we're not going to pay that. We know our markets where certain wrestlers price at, and some people are trying to 2x 3x that just because it's a 1-1 or an out of 5, and yeah, it's getting crazy.
It is. Chris, anything from your side?
Yeah, I mean, I wondered, you kind of briefly touched on it when you started breaking about 3 years ago. Do you remember the first ever wrestling product that you sold in a break and sold spots for? Do you remember what it was?
But before he answers that, I remember exactly when I did my first break with Danny. So
okay.
But Danny, go on, you first, and it may.
I was going to say you go first.
No, go on. It may tie in.
We'll see if we align. So when I first ever got on Whatnot, it was just pack outs. So it really wasn't even like breaking at the time. Like I was doing at that time, it was a transition right when Topps was losing the license to Panini, and I was doing like women's division hobby boxes with at least like a finest blaster pack or chrome blaster pack.
I remember.
And it would be like 2 packs, and I would just start it at $1 and just do that. Then when we got to the Panini era, that's when we started doing like I did teams.
And,
so I didn't even do pick your wrestler. People were doing letter breaks. Some people were trying to do sillier breaks. I just made teams, and I made like 30, 40 teams, tried to make them close to what you see on TV, people that are friends or factions, and try to make it good. Yeah, and people like that, and I did my teams straight up, so they would be tiered in different pricing. Nowadays, people do the similar concept, but they do it on a wheel, so it's random. You may not get the team you want. So, but yeah, that's how it was. And then the Pick Your Wrestler was always a part of the breaking community that I saw like on eBay. But at the time, like trying to get that many people in your room, Whatnot didn't have that many. So it was like to get enough people to fill 200 names plus checklist was like insane. Now you can do it. Now you can kind of tier them up and do it. So it's definitely changed the course over the last 2 years. But yeah, that's how I first started, was just doing basic pack outs that evolved to when Prism came out. I did team breaks for a good 6 months, just doing my own teams for every product after that.
Yeah. I'm saying that, I remember buying spots on eBay, and it was always, that was like the only place you could buy the specific wrestler a lot of the times. But go on then, Dave, when was your first Medina break?
Second year Prism, and it was first off the line second year Prism.
Nice.
And you were doing team breaks, and you had 1 or 2 boxes of it.
Yep.
Look at you now.
I know. Look at me now.
I mean? Look at you now. But yeah, that's. I just remember. Really, I mean, P Bear was on there, but he always used to go on there far too late, basically, because we're not around. I think Breaker Mayfield is where we kind of started off at, like with. Really heavy on the Panini second year. With all of the ATP over here, we're just going nuts for it. We're in and out of breaks. And then you were there as well, Danny, basically. So we did a few of yours as well. So that's where we kind of, and we knew you anyway from being in and around the CFP side as well. So yeah, it just all felt like one big community growing together on Whatnot. And I think it's been intrinsically linked with the hobby all the way through Panini, basically. So I think that's pretty cool.
My other thing as well, I've got to touch on the Roxanne Perez PC because, I'm just intrigued. Obviously, we see a lot of your cards on Instagram, and they're always, not always, but they're like predominantly really, really high-end cool cards. What do you do? Do you display? Do you put them in binders? What's your kind of process with your PC?
Yeah, so normally my rule with my PC is anything of Roxanne that I have that's at least 10 or lower numbered, or if it's a super short print in a sense that like a color wheel, right? There's more than 10 copies of that, but I'll put it in there. So I always put them in mags, the magnetic casing for those. I really am not a big fan of grading, mainly because it's for my PC. I mean, it would be nice to encapsulate them so they don't get ever messed up, and I could care less about the grade. I mean, as long as the card doesn't have like a big ding on it or something, I'll take it. Unless it's something that I really want to get the best one, then I'll look for like the best auto of hers to say. Everything else I have is just pretty much like in a top loaders and a nice like 3-row shoebox, as I call them, where all my Roxanne cards are sitting in. I've been debating about putting a lot of them into just a regular old school binder with the 9 rows pockets, and just do that. But as far as my mags that I have, like, you know, for instance, we can't see it on the audio, but like I have like Roxanne, the booklet. I put these up like on my desk.
Pure Phil.
Pure Phil. I put those up like around my desk area that I have here, just a couple of them. I don't want to leave too many of them out because of the kids and someone bumps the table and they'll fall over. I've been looking at some displays on the walls, but I haven't got one yet. But yeah, that's pretty much. So they're just stored in a regular bigger box for the mags all put together in one of those Zion cases. You see people walking around, you know, the big card collectors at the trade shows. You're not.
I've never taken it to a show, but I did think about it. I'll be honest, I did think about it on the last show, but
everyone walking around like briefcase wankers.
The thing is, when you've got a rucksack on at a show and you're kind of moving through crowds and stuff, I just felt like I was hitting everyone all the time. But I'm the same. I have my kind of higher end stuff in mags. And I'm the same in terms of I don't really go out of my way to grade, but if I see a card that's already graded, I'll sometimes go after that as opposed to raw. But yeah,
I'm glad he's not a displayer. I don't. I'm like you, Danny. I don't show.
I wish I could, but yeah, I just haven't got the room anymore.
I squirrel it all away. Nobody sees my nuts. I know. I just
my nuts.
My nuts. All right, cool. All right, so we move on. Bit of news. I say a bit of news. Fucking hell. Every time we do a bit of news lately, have you noticed this, Chris? Every time we do the news lately, it just expands every week. It's crazy. Never used to be like this. I suppose there's a lot going on, so it's all good.
It's good news.
It's good. WrestleMania buybacks in the London Top Shop store. So we thought potentially they weren't doing this. We know quite a lot of people that have sent them over to the States as well.
Yeah.
But apparently they are doing it. I haven't pressure tested that. I haven't really got anything to do.
I've got a few cards. I need to find a day to go down there and do it.
Please do and report back. Roaming reporter.
Do you know, or if obviously the ratio, is it different? Do they give you £200, etc., or do they give you the equivalent of what $200 is? I'll find out.
I'd imagine it will be
the equivalent.
I reckon. No, I think if it's supposed to be $20, I reckon you'll get £20.
Do you reckon? No, see, I don't. I reckon they'll work out the conversion and do it that way.
I don't know, man. Like it's always worked the other way round. They've always striped us up the other way round. No offense.
Yeah, it's time we get that money back.
No offense taken.
You remember the WWE Network $9.99?
And
it was £9.99 over here, and we were like, And then have you noticed in Top Slam as well? It's always like, it's $2.99, and then we go, okay, buy that. And it comes out to £2.99. I'm like,
But they do it even on releases as well. Like Topps Chrome was the same, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, knowing my luck, it won't be, and it will be the ratio. But I do definitely want to go there and try and get some credit.
Cool, do it.
I always wondered if you guys were going to have that over there. I didn't see anything on the fine print about like European. Would be part of the buyback program, but that was something that I was interested to see if it did play out that way. But yeah,
we all assume not, Danny, and then
this seems like the only place that's doing it. Yeah,
there's no other real reseller, is there? Like who are linked to Topps. So I don't know. Anyway, Topps Industry Conference 2025 that occurred over the last week, and we have a shed load of news. Easiest part of this is to say the starting point really is WWE Topps Cactus Jack Chrome Hobby is incoming. We've already seen what it's going to be like, but we're just getting a hobby version of it. I mean, first question, do we think that it's going to be, like, considering the little box was $400, are we thinking the hobby box is going to be around the same price, or are they going to double it and it's going to be like $800?
Oh, I thought that was the hobby box, is it not?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I was under the impression.
Is the little box actually called the hobby box?
Yes, I believe so. From my understanding, yeah. So that is the product.
That is the product.
Is it,
yeah.
So they're going to make it available to everyone else. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Still going to be a shed load of money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think everyone who has been going into Cactus Jack breaks are slightly kicking themselves now, considering how much money they've probably spent on the breaks, when we actually are going to get it anyway as a proper release at some point?
I still don't think so yet, because we don't know how limited it's going to be. It could be a really, really like limited release. Like they might do an EQL and do it that way. But yeah, if it is mass produced, then yeah, it does kind of, those people will take a hit. And the prices on eBay at the moment are crazy, aren't they? Like for base cards, very nice base cards, but essentially,
yeah.
Hold
the wall, everybody. Hold the wall.
Hold the wall. Hold the door. Hold door. The Hodor of Topps Chrome Cactus Jack.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I think has been slightly insane, the prices, to be honest. Considering, I mean, you're not seeing people break like 6, 7, 8 boxes of it in one go. It's normally 1, 2 at the maximum, really.
Mixers,
out mixers and stuff like that, and it is what it is, because the it's limited, and people who are getting their hands on it, fantastic. Danny, yourself, you've been able to get a few boxes of it, fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's what's happened has to have happened because it is so limited at the minute, and people have obviously got FOMO because
absolutely,
that's ultimately
that was Chris the other night at 3 a.m. looking at loads of Cactus Jack cards.
Yeah.
I was FOMO, pure FOMO, because then the next day I was like, oh man, really don't wait.
Well, have you like, because I know you weren't too fond of the design, were you, Chris?
No, I don't mind the design. I think it might have been Jamie or Sam, one of them. Yeah, I quite like the design. I'm quite a fan of it.
I have an Andrade right here.
Yes, yeah. I quite like Travis Scott, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, would you, given the chance? I mean, Danny, it's different for you because you'd probably buy it to break it. But given the chance, would you buy? Well, I mean, Chris, you're a bit different as well because you'd buy it to put on your channel. I
bought 2 Sapphire just.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
For a laugh, yeah.
I think I would, if given the opportunity and given the fact if it comes out on and if it's not £400 and it's actually what
I think it will be, won't it? Yeah.
300. The thing is, it's taxes as well that the American side put in, isn't it? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yes, at least we know
yes.
that.
The answer to your question is yes. I probably will buy one just to open it. Because, I want to see what they're like in hand and stuff.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So it was crazy. I opened 2 on different breaks that did mixers. The first box that I did of the Cactus Jack had 5 number cards out of the 8. One of those 5 number cards was an auto. The other box I opened had only 2 number cards and about 6 base cards. It was insane how it's not really properly allocated. You would think at least make the ratio 3 numbered cards, and maybe the 4th is an auto if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And if not, then you have 5 base cards. But just to see the ratio so swing left and right, it's just kind of like, Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like a pick your poison when you open the box. It's personals, I would say.
I've seen more like 3 and 4, like with you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's kind of.
I feel like I saw one with 2, but one of them was like a 25 The Rock, and I don't know if that plays in part of anything, but it only had one other numbered card with it.
Very sparingly see the autos though.
Yep,
very sparingly. So you're kind of lucky to get one, to be honest.
Definitely,
so. This is kind of sucks. It kind of sucks with the price point. You know what I mean? You expect one auto guaranteed. You know what I mean?
The funny thing I find about it is that people are more quick to jump into breaks of that, like you just pointed out. There's no guaranteed auto, but they're reluctant to jump into a Sapphire break for whatever it's worth. But that at least guarantees you one auto and a couple number cards. And you're supposed to value the true base of Sapphire, at least in other sports like baseball. That's what people really, those base blues actually do sell pretty decently well, because those are technically short printed to like out of 300 or out of 400. Still not a lot, but hey, it's not like 1,000 print run like we see in regular Chrome base would be. But I don't think people digest it that way. But it's just interesting to see people are like, they'll see Sapphire and they'll be like, I don't know. And it's like, you could buy 2 Sapphire boxes, maybe even 3, depending on the price point, for the price of 1 Cactus Jack resale at like $1,000, which I'm pretty sure over for you guys is much higher, but still, like it's insane. You can do a three guaranteed autos versus you may or may not get an auto box in the Cactus Jack comparison.
I'm an idiot. I'd probably still go for the Cactus Jack. Fuck's sake.
I'll move on. So WWE, it's not going to be Dynasty. It's going to be Royalty. Wow. So that's your high-end products coming out. You're going to have high-end patches, the debut patches, the WrestleMania patches, the Raw, SmackDown debut patches. They're all going to be there. And this is the biggest news of the whole day. Logan Paul gets his first autograph in it, which was a bit strange straight off the bat, because it's his full signature. It's not the LP that I've seen him sign loads of times, the squiggle. What do we think, guys? Happy for this?
You thought the Rock chase was crazy for Chrome to skyrocket boxes. Get ready for this one, because I feel like Logan, being very social media influenced, is going to put a bounty on his own. I mean, he was known to buy was it the biggest Pokemon collection or biggest Pokemon card, I think, for a couple of years back?
The Pikachu
so he knows the hobby. He knows the hobby, and I could see him putting a bounty at his 101 out there, which let the sports people have at it. They're going to be like, what? And I pray for all of us, and I pray for even breakers like myself. I'm like, oh, dear God, here we go again. Because I feel for you guys as like customers at first. I'm just like, I feel brutal charging these prices, but it's like we get priced up just like you guys do.
Yeah.
There's no change in the boat just because of who we are, like breakers wise. It's interesting.
I always say it has to be what it has to be, right? But no, it's going to be interesting to see what they bring to the table with that. I mean, Chris, are you going to be hunting those patches as well?
Which one's the 101?
Well, any of them.
I don't know.
Is that what you want in your PC? Do you want a little patch to say, and then maybe sew it into some swim shorts?
I don't. Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it? Tony the Tiger. I don't know. I am probably the wrong side of this argument, but I really don't. I think it works as well for wrestling. I like what they did in baseball with the first rookie patches, and even in the MLS, I think they're doing them on their jerseys and stuff. But I don't know what it is about wrestling. Maybe the WrestleMania ones, but these Raw debut and SmackDown debut are just, clutching at straws for me.
Not for you.
Not for me.
I'm surprised, considering you're always quite high on your collecting with it.
I'll probably see them and be like, oh, these are amazing. I
thought they'd be right up your alley, to be honest, mate. Just because it's like, I mean, it's new, it's kind of fresh. You know, we've not seen anything like that before. I think it's quite cool. Do I care that it's from like a match on a show? I don't know, man. Like, does it make any difference to me? No, not really. especially if they like didn't do anything on that show really. Like, can you imagine like everybody on WrestleMania got one, right? But I mean, like, I'd love the Karrion Kross, and ultimately,
what did he do? He just swore at some interviewers.
He didn't do much.
Just got
so I'm a bit, I don't know. I think it'd be really interesting to see where royalty lands price wise and what the configuration of it is going to be. But I can imagine it being, if any product that's going to go insane, you know, just put Cactus Jack to one side, it's going to be this thing. I think it's going to be an absolute juggernaut. When we get it, we don't know. It's just been announced, hasn't it? So it's incoming.
If I remember correctly, I think UFC now, because they did come out with it, UFC, I think it was like right around $800 reselling. I don't remember what it came out at. I want to say maybe around $600 a box.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of the equivalent of probably an Immaculate. Hopefully it won't be as high as what Flawless was. Flawless was, you know, what, $2-3 grand or something like that when it came out, somewhere in that ballpark. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
It will. I mean, we have another one to talk about very briefly underneath this, and that's WWE Exalted, because I mean, we don't know anything about it other than the name.
It's got a fancy name.
It's got a fancy name. Well, we heard, didn't we? Like, there was going to be something called Grandiose.
Yeah.
And maybe they've changed it to Exalted. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds...
everyone kind of had an opinion on Grandioso or whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like Exalted. Saudi Arabian edition? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no other information other than incoming. WWE Universe, though, we have seen that across the WrestleMania weekend. We talked about this on the last show. We saw people signing it. To me, it looked like a Topps version of Revolution. Very shiny, very, very pretty. I did like it, what I saw of it, to be honest. But they did announce that you're going to get canvas, tables, ladders, kendo sticks, and turnbuckle relics. So other than the kendo sticks, we've seen all of them before already, haven't we? So
yeah.
I'm excited. I thought that this was going to be the next one out.
Yeah, same.
I think Royalty will be the next one out in the universe, I think. But I mean, Danny, we haven't heard your opinion on it. Have you seen the WWE Universe set that's going around?
Yeah, no, I saw a couple of wrestlers, like you pointed out, on Instagram and Twitter and X, whatever they call it now, posting pictures and so forth, which I had the similar kind of counterpoint to it, that it looks like Revolution, kind of spiced up. So it's probably going to be the typical foil paper card set that they're going to come out with, which is always good for a breather. I wonder ultimately how the box configuration is going to be. You know, is it going to be like one auto, one relic type of thing? Are they going to do like select, give us 2 autos, 1 relic? I feel like it's going to be heavy base. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like base in there. So it's going to be interesting to see how it'll be overall the long run. And yeah, the designs kind of don't intrigue me too much. I get it. I was kind of hoping they were going to do something they did in basketball called Topps Chrome Cosmic. Those ones are pretty cool. They kind of look like Metal Universe type of cards, where you have like the background looks like futuristic type of space and stuff that we see with AEW that they came out with Metal Universe. So yeah, I was hoping it was something like that, but as I see more and more people sign the cards, the images of wrestlers signing, I'm just kind of like, it looks more like Revolution to me, which I'm kind of like, I like Revolution. I don't love it, but I like it. But at the end of the day, I was kind of like, those cards didn't really hold up too good outside of something that was short printed to say.
Yeah, the Galactics were nice.
Yeah,
and then obviously the Kaboom. Everyone chased the Kabooms. That was it. If it's got a good, that's the thing. If Universe is what it is, but if it's got a few good case hits in it, like chasers in it, you just never know, do you? It's it does elevate the product quite nicely, but we just have to see when it comes out. But I'm expecting Royalty first and then Universe, but we'll just have to see. We don't know how far down the line are Royalty, but we heard inklings of this, a top end product, months and months ago. So we'll see. Like it's going to be very soon, I expect, because we can't keep waiting. I mean, Danny, is the anticipation. We talked a tiny bit before the show started. It's a bit dry at the minute, isn't it? I mean, like AEW, but we're going to get to AEW in a sec. But yeah, when it comes to tops, it's a bit dry at the minute, right?
Yeah, I think people have had their digestion of it, that they're kind of over it a little bit. I see it. There's still a lot to be found, but the price point of boxes, I mean, they're only going up just because of the buyback. You know, people are seeing that they can hopefully pull a refractor or a pink shimmer of Tiffany Stratton or Jey Uso and make back, you know, $40 or so. They get a numbered out of 150. They can make almost close to 200, you know, what have you. So that's not going to bring the prices down anytime soon. So even then, like, I've now stopped buying hobby boxes after my last case, and I was like, this might be the end of it. I'm trying to break a lot more of Panini stuff, but I have found that surprisingly, people really, at least on Whatnot, aren't really gravitating towards like Select, which I feel like there's still a lot to be discovered there. The price point, I mean, boxes are about $250 versus, you know, you could buy 2 Select hobby boxes for the price of 1 Chrome hobby box nowadays, and that's just wild to think. And you got 4 guaranteed autos, 2 memorabilia patches, hope for some gold vinyl hitting, tie-dyes, which I like tie-dyes versus orange out of 25s. Compare the both out of 25s. I'm a tie-dye fan first before an orange refractor. The presentation looks good, but yeah, it's a weird time for breaking. I see more and more people doing smaller and smaller breaks because of that price point, and just it seems like people are also just kind of over it, like certain products. They kind of want something new.
Yeah. I was, like you said a minute ago, I was surprised they didn't come out sooner with Topps Chrome, like a different iteration of it, like a light. I know they had the megas, but like a light box or the cosmic that you said about, because that would have kind of filled the void a little bit. But it's going on for a while now, isn't it? I feel like it's been ages since we've had anything Topps other than Topps now.
Well, they should have, if they were going to do Cactus Jack, do it at Mania, but have it ready to go
straight away.
The week or 2 weeks afterwards. Yeah,
so literally the Raw after WrestleMania, get it released.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have helped the hobby with regarding like getting into the breakers' hands, get it into the people's hands, and it wouldn't have been like, you know, 1, 2, maybe even 3 boxes per break. It would have been a proper lot of them, to be honest. So I don't know, man. Like, we still think that Topps is the company of the year. You know what I mean? And last year, but ultimately, they don't seem to be helping themselves a lot of the time. It's slightly annoying. All right, we'll go to AEW. Before I'm going to blow a bit of smoke up Danny's ass before we go into AEW news, and there's not a lot. Danny, thank you. You've always been a bastion when it comes to supporting AEW, i.e. selling the products and promoting their products. Look, we're not sponsored by Upper Deck by any means. We have a close relationship with good old Billy, but it does mean the world to us that you actually do these. I mean, you know I've bought from you before. You know what I mean on these breaks, and I can't thank you enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, Card Tricks, we know Card Tricks do them as well these days. But back in the day, you were one of the only ones that did it, to be honest. And thank you for it, and thank you continuing on. Like, when Black Diamond came out, you were literally the only person on any social platform doing Black Diamond breaks. So good on you, man. And please keep that up. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, I know it has its good and bad that people feel about the product, right? There are things that they wish Upper Deck could change and everything. And I do as well, that I think would help sell the product, and even general, just getting the product in my hands too, the way they distribute it. To say a lot of local card shops that I buy through to kind of get me product don't really buy too much Upper Deck. So it's trying to find the right people to give me product. If not, I'm buying like everybody else online, like Dave and Adams, Blowout, things like that we see that are big distributors for the public. But even then, just trying to break the product, there's a lot of stuff that got to get out there. I know a lot of people are more keen on, I'll just buy the singles. Well, how are you going to get the singles out there? Not many people are ripping it, personals of them. So, but yeah, I mean, Upper Deck's put together a lot of good things. Black Diamond, really good. Allure, I love. Both years, I really do. I mean, the Chrome product, the design, the feel, the cards, I think out of all of them, it's still my favorite, my go-to. Black Diamonds came into second. And then the flagships, they've improved. And the recent one, 2025, I will say it is a very fun rip. There's a lot of color. It makes you feel like you're actually getting your money value versus the other previous ones. It was a lot of base that people were just kind of like, after a while, people were like, what am I ripping? So I think definitely we've seen the increase. I haven't got around to listening to the Billy interview. It's on my docket, but I mean, I've watched listened to every other episode you guys have, but I want to do that probably tomorrow. I want to hear what his take was on flagship. Series 4 I think we're up to now, so call it series 5. Series 5, yeah.
5, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, like we've said the same with Billy, like about the flagship. Since I mean, the first one stands alone because it was the first year. It's a black card basically, so it doesn't grade well. There's lots of chipping and stuff like that on it, and there's a lot of problems with the quality control. But it's iconic in the sense that there's been no other card that's looked like that. Everyone knows what the first year cards look like. There was a lot of big chases in the stuff they did with the figures, the yellow cards. I think they're going to have the test of time as well. I really love that set. I think there was a massive drop off in the second year, but since then it's just gone up and up and up and up and up, and we love it. More to that to come on our purchases, Chris, no doubt.
Yeah, even when I break it, I try to educate people to kind of let them know. Like after I did my case break, I kind of let them know you only get one outburst per hobby box, so that should be somewhat guarded as like a short print card. The canvas is letting them know what it is, a short print canvas per the checklist, and educating them on the green dazzlers versus blue dazzlers, and little things like that need to pay attention to, and that you can only get the orange ones in blasters, just so you guys are aware. So value these when you open them and you're reselling them out there. You're like, these are what Upper Deck wants you to know the value of the cards. I know we're conditioned about numbers. I know we're conditioned about autos, but it's like you have to understand the other factors Upper Deck wants you to know. These are cards that should hold value. Yeah. Do the public really take that outside of my break? Probably not, which is hard to translate to the general masses. But at least in my break, I try to help people. So when they sell it, whether they're successful selling it or not, who knows? But that's how it should be viewed. I know that's what Upper Deck wants you to view it as.
Okay. Well, we've got not a lot to talk about with AEW, to be honest. It's kind of AEW SP game used, AEW metal to be confirmed. Well, we knew that anyway. Yeah. So that's fine. So AEW did release something called 23X1 or 11?
XI? I don't know.
XI?
I don't know. Where's Jamie?
Yeah, I know.
Jamie's our NASCAR guy.
I think it's XI. I don't know. But it was a crossover.
Any ideas on this?
Yeah.
20.
No,
I think
it's XL?
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a crossover between NASCAR and AEW. And there was only 4 cards. And they were the names Bubba Wallace. No fucking idea. No. Tyler Reddick. No fucking idea. No. And then you got Truth and Turbo from the Outrunners. So cool. They're their first cards for AEW, right? I think.
Did they have new arrivals? They didn't have new arrivals, did they? No.
They didn't have new arrivals. So. They may be in 2025, but I don't think that they are.
No, I don't think they... Oh, yeah, actually. I think they are. Danny?
I don't think that they are.
Are they not?
I don't think the Outrunners
are. I don't believe so.
I've seen them.
I don't remember sorting their tag cards.
No.
Yeah, I don't remember sorting their tag cards.
I've seen them in Evolution, but other than that, I've never seen them in an AEW. But I know they've got a couple of like indie things, but I've not seen anything else, basically. So, well, with that, I mean, you could have got a red card, which was every 10 packs, and then you could get a gold card, which is every 50 packs. And basically, there's not a lot to them. They're just like wearing like racing gear and hats. So there's no big shakes to it, to be honest. I know Jamie went heavy. I went heavy. Chris, did you bother?
No, I didn't bother with this one.
You didn't bother?
No, I took a week off.
Danny, did you care?
No.
Fair enough. So, fair enough. So, look, I bought probably the same amount as Jamie did. Jamie didn't get any of the parallels. I did. So I got a Turbo Red and a Bubba Red, and I gave the Bubba Red because Jamie PCs Bubba
like
Wallace,
his NASCAR stuff.
So, but on the premise that he's going to get me a Truth Red at some point. So I love the Outrunners. So I just got these in the post actually this week. I ordered them in January, and I just got the micro brawlers for the Outrunners.
Nice.
The chase version as well. I think everyone got the chase version. They didn't put stickers on them for some reason though. But there you go.
Excellent.
I don't collect that many micro brawlers, only the ones that I really like. And if Jamie, you are listening to this, I'm sure you are. They do a Darby Allin with a flamethrower. So I'm sure Jamie would want to get that at some point. All right. I've missed a bit off, but I'll cover some of it later on, I'm sure. So, okay, cool. Let's go to coffee break. Anyone thirsty? Lovely. So, this week, I thought it would be a bit of a... we haven't talked about this before, really. And the only reason I really wanted to bring it up today was because, Danny, I know you're a big... You love a bit of the pig skin, right?
Yeah.
You like a bit of NFL, right?
I do fancy myself to be a nice football fan.
Yeah. So I thought, why not talk a bit of NFL? We've got there's quite a few of our listeners out there that like a bit of NFL. So my side of it is that it's kind of always been there. I mean, like, there is quite an support for it in the UK. It's really weird, right? Because I think games now that are held over here, you obviously do see fans going to watch their teams play that are over here. But synonymously, you see a lot of fans in the UK going just to watch a game, and they'll be wearing, like, it'll be like the Dolphins versus the Eagles, and you'll have a Texans fan in the crowd. You know what I mean? It would be it'd be really weird. Basically, not something you would see over in the States, right?
Right.
I'm sure the same thing would happen if a Premier League game went across to the States, right? Yeah. You'd get, like, you'd see what's Man United versus Arsenal playing, you'll get people in Liverpool kits over there. It's just the way of things. Now, I think it's grown over here a lot of late, especially because of all the London games we have. Would love to get your thoughts on that, because obviously we take regular season games out from your supporters.
I hate it. I would hate it if they took Premier League games and put it in America. I'd be so annoyed.
Is that a thing over there, Danny?
It is. I'm a season ticket holder for the Chargers, so anyone doesn't know, I'm a big Charger fan from San Diego. Obviously, they changed locations. They're now in Los Angeles. So kind of a 50-50 split on fan base now, because that's like our bitter rivals going to LA and San Diego wise, 2 hour difference drive from between the two. But losing a game to, like, international play. So for this season, the Chargers are playing in Brazil, I believe, against the Kansas City Chiefs, which everyone that does follow football, you know, the Chiefs are kind of like the bad villain because they're so good, you know. So people love them or they hate them. That's your one way or the other. Obviously, being a Charger fan, I hate them. But it is one of our big marquee rival games, and it's going to be over there in Brazil. So similar thing when they go into the UK, whenever they have played in the UK. Losing a game, it's horrible. Even losing a big marquee game like that is something that really kind of ruffles a lot of fans' feathers. I know a lot of fan boards that I'm on with the Chargers are upset about the Brazil game. But it's the same thing when we played the Saints a couple of years back over there in the UK. A lot of fans were upset because we lose a home game, because that's normally how they strike it, is whoever should have held that game, they lose a home game. But even then, looking at the crowds when I watch some of the games, even unrelated to Charger games that are over there in the UK, I do see what you mean about the fans are like mixed batch of, hey, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan and the Packers are not playing. You know, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. The Philadelphia Eagles are not playing.
You got Cheesehead sitting in there. It's like, what are you doing there, man?
And I feel like for you guys, whenever it's a run heavy team, means they run the ball a lot, handing it off, the fans kind of boo a little bit because it's not as action packed. Everybody, you know, chicks dig the long ball. They want to see that ball thrown around deep down the field, and
they love chicks dig a 50-yarder, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do see it growing though, and I know it's good to see it too because I think out of all the different international games they play, I think the UK does it always really well wherever it goes into. Secondly, I'd probably say would probably be Mexico does pretty well for the fan base interactions. Everywhere else is kind of like, it's still kind of like, what is this type of feeling? You know, what is this game about? Why are they wearing all these pads? You know, type of things.
Do you ever think like, oh, fuck it, it gives me a chance to like go to another country and go watch my team in another country? Like, I mean, there is that option. It's an expensive option, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like not necessarily once in a lifetime because they do it every year and it's getting bigger and bigger, you know what I mean, every year. But have you ever thought about like going down, watching them in Brazil? Why not?
Yeah, I know. My wife and I were looking at it, and then it just happened to be that obviously the year they choose to do this was the same year of Mania, and we were already going to WrestleMania, and it was so close in time frame. Like we're just like Vegas and Mania versus Mania that was in Los Angeles, night and day as far as cost. I mean, we drove to both locations, but the hotel stays, the paying for the food, obviously the merch, and then I went to NXT both nights of Mania. All that stuff adds up expense wise. And my wife and I were like, yeah, Brazil just isn't in the cards. If Mania didn't take place and I wasn't going to go to it, sure, we would have threw the bag and been like, let's go. We're going to Brazil. So hopefully maybe Chargers will go back to the UK anytime soon. And I will definitely be on a plane going over there. Love going over to Europe. I was telling Lloydy beforehand, my normal job, I used to be able to go to Germany a lot, which is great. Going out there to Germany wise, at least the area I was in, Munich area, Regensburg to be exact, and it was beautiful being out there, getting to sightsee, different culture, always really good. I mean, can't go wrong with the food, obviously too.
Yeah,
Lots of
sausage. Lots of sausage. Not necessarily the white sausages.
No, not a fan.
Not a fan of the white sausage. No.
Yeah. Currywurst, I like currywurst.
Yeah. They're nice. Bit of pork knee. You can't go wrong with a bit of pork knee. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I've only been like, I remember my brother being into it. He loved the Dolphins. It was like Dan Marino was hot shit back in those days. But I never had a team really, and I mean, I'm a bit of an oxymoron with it because I have always supported the Boston Red Sox with the baseball. I come from many years of loving baseball. I've been over there, love it. I'm a child and proud, you know what I mean? But I've never liked the Pats. Never liked the Pats. Maybe it's because they win all the time.
It's understandable.
I mean? You know what I mean? I chose the Red Sox for a reason, right? Lovable losers for a long period of time. But so I thought I need to pick a team and I want to concentrate on that team and really focus on it. And I picked the Jets 4 years ago. And man, like when they're doing the draft a couple of weekends ago, mate, I was up like every hour of the day watching these drafts because it's like Christmas. I love it. Really? I love the drafts. Is
there something like that in football over there? Because I do follow football over there for the Europeans, but I don't know that much about it. Like when it comes to like the background, like draft and stuff like that.
It doesn't happen over here. So basically, we don't with you have a big college system that everyone goes to. A lot of people go and watch college games because they're cheaper and you see the stars of tomorrow, right? Yep. In this country, more so, it's out of the schools, and they have internal academy. Like I support Aston Villa, So they would have their own academy, and they would go round schools, normally from an early age, from like 10, 11, 12, maybe earlier, maybe a bit older. And they would find these people and then try to bring them through their academy all the way up into the main team. And that could happen as early as like 16, 17, maybe 15 sometimes. And then but it could be much later. It could be 20, 21, 22, 23. It all depends on their development, all depends on how special a talent they are. But we don't have this draft system. It's all kind of internal resourced. You just don't see it, basically.
I would love to see it implemented in the Premier League and the English Football League.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could implement it at this stage because there's already too much money involved. But I would love to see it. It would make things a lot more fairer, wouldn't it?
Well, the grassroots...
in the idea, maybe not in actual...
You'd have to stop the grassroots developments from the teams and put that on the onus of schools and colleges,
rather than
universities in order to do that.
Which is maybe how it should be.
Maybe, but I just can't ever see it happening in this country because our system, I don't think, would lean into it, to be honest. And I don't think any other country in Europe does it like that.
They don't
either. So
I don't think so.
It would take a lot of work to do that.
So I have a question for both of you then. I'll start with you, Lloydy. And Chris, you can answer too, because I know you're more of a basketball fan. You said, unfortunately, Minnesota Timberwolves fan, but
Lakers
we
in
won't
5.
talk about that.
Lakers in 5. Sorry.
For those who don't know, I'm also a Laker fan. So Chris's team recently just beat mine and knocked them out of the playoffs. So there went that. But I wondered, how did you guys choose your sports teams being over there? I mean, here it's more traditional, like kind of probably there too. You kind of root for the home team, give or take. But like, since you guys don't really have a home team in either NBA or NFL, what gravitated you choosing the Jets and then Chris being the Timberwolves for basketball?
So, well, you're a Minnesota guy when it comes to the NFL as well, Chris, right? Just not so much.
Yeah. I kind of felt like I should be because I like the Timberwolves, but actually in the 90s I was kind of into NFL. I would wear often my Oakland at the time, Oakland Raiders jersey. So I was always like LA Raiders in Oakland. But then when they moved to Vegas, I don't know what it is. I just completely went off the idea of supporting a team that's in Vegas. Even though I've been to
XFL.
Vegas and yeah,
because that was
yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know.
For me, with like any of the sports teams, really, I just really gravitate towards the ones that I maybe I like a wounded dog too much. I don't know, and to look after them. But I don't know. When it came to the Red Sox, it was always like they were a shit team, and then I started supporting them. And then, like, in the early 2000s, and then they started winning. And then I played baseball as well in the UK. Very badly, but I did. And then, so when I've looked at the NFL, I was like, who do I want? I can't support the Pats, even though I should. East Coast will probably make more sense, because I can get to the East Coast if I want to get to the East Coast to go and watch them. Because they play over here doesn't mean I can't go over there. I can go to MetLife and actually go and watch a game. So I never liked the Giants growing up, and so I didn't know much about the Jets. And then I just thought, right, and then watched a couple of games of the Jets, and I just got into them, and I was just like, oh, this is the team for me. Maybe I wish I didn't. But and yeah, we're going to be running a lot next year. I think it's going to be a hard watch next year. I really do. But I don't know. I've loved it up to this point. That I've seen the lowest of the lows. So anything better that happens right now, then it's going to be fantastic, right? Yeah. That feeling's going to be great. Chris, how did you support your basketball side?
I think it was about 2018. I was into basketball, was into American sports as a kid. And one of my sort of side hustles growing up was selling NBA shirts. So I would, we couldn't really buy them in this country. So I'd, get them imported, or I'd fly over and buy loads and sell them on eBay and stuff. But I got back into basketball. I started watching some games, and then I saw the man on my t-shirt, Big Cat. So I saw Karl Anthony Towns play, and then I think I saw like a few interviews with him. And yeah, I was like, yeah, Timberwolves for me. And like you said, Dave, up until 2022 maybe, Timberwolves have been shocking. Do you know what I mean? Like, really, really bad. And Cat's now left us and plays for the Knicks. So I've got a soft spot for the Knicks as well, because I've seen them play at Madison Square Garden. So I'm a bit like, I could be one of those guys and go and buy a Knicks shirt, but no, I still like the Timberwolves. We've got Anthony Edwards, so yeah, just kind of stuck really. It's the same like what you said, Dave. You just get a feeling, and the more and more games I watched, I just fell in love with the team. To the point where my best mate Roger, he started getting into it, and he's now a big Timberwolves fan as well. So there's a couple of us in Cambridge in the UK that just support the Timberwolves. Yeah. I hate Wolves, the football team, and kind of similar as well. Like I like an underdog, and my football team, Southampton, are terrible. So it's kind of, again, when I first started supporting the Timberwolves, I liked that about them, that they were kind of terrible as well. So yeah, there you go.
I mean, Danny, do we need to give you a football team?
Do you have a soccer team? Do you have a Premier League team or anything?
I don't. I mean, I have follow players, but I don't have a strict team that I have like jersey memorabilia to kind of go after and everything. So I've always just watched certain players play, and I cheer for them when they're going on. I mean, so yeah, I don't really have one to say specifically, but yeah, I've always wanted to get one. My friends have different ones, and they're more into soccer than I am, and we go and watch the games at the bar, the pub, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I feel like I need one. I need to probably pick one.
Need one. Just not Spurs, please.
Hey, my kids support Spurs.
Anyone but Spurs.
But yeah, anyone but Spurs.
That's where the NFL games are normally held over here these days. The Tottenham Hotspurs, but they've been so shit, haven't they? Last couple of seasons, the decline is it. It's normal over here. You get a nice new stadium, and then you go shit.
Total shit. Yeah.
So yeah, Chris supports Southampton. I support Aston Villa, and Jamie's just a Cambridge supporter, isn't he? I don't think there's not another team he supports.
I think he quite likes Man City as well. Okay. But you'll have to ask him.
I've gone like Danny though. I do like players as well.
Yeah, definitely. I can like a player on another team and hate the team, but like the player. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I PC Julian Alvarez.
You do, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how
Who does he play for now? Like
Bilbao.
Bilbao.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I think he's a good player. I like him. I'll invest in him if I like him.
You've done something recently. You've been buying a lot of John Duran cards, right?
Yeah.
And he's left Aston Villa now.
Oh, what a start, though.
I know, yeah. I don't, but like I can't do that. Once a player leaves my, like Southampton, I then won't go and buy a card of his in the new team.
Yeah, but the way I look at it, like, he was a dickhead because he wanted to leave. And then he put those, oh God, move my mic, West Ham, the Hammers up, didn't he? Yeah. And then everyone was like, he's knobhead, get out of our club. And West Ham didn't want to spend 40 million on him. So he stayed, fought for his place, scored a load of goals in the Champions League as well. And then like really good goals, like old fashioned cracking goals. And then the Saudi league came in, bought him in January for like 100 mil, just under, I think it was 100
Crazy
mil.
Money, yeah.
And I'm like, thank you for staying. Thank you for being a professional. Thank you for, we've got this thing over here, Danny, called financial fair play that fucks us right up because you're only allowed to spend like 100 million per season or something like that.
It's like cap rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can sell to increase that. You know what I mean? So if you sell 40 million, you've got 140 million to spend. But the way, like, everyone fudges it these days by selling players between themselves. But to get 100 million in the bank for financial fair play to cover us over the last couple of seasons was... So, but yeah, like, I look at him as like, thank you very much, and I hope you're going to do absolutely gangbusters when you go over to the Saudi and win everything, you know, and maybe in a couple of years you come back again, because I still think he'll have it in him. But no, that's...
Do I ruffle any feathers at one point if I disclose that I did cheer for Chelsea in any way?
No, that's fine.
No,
because Pulisic,
Chelsea,
I followed when Pulisic was there. I don't think he's still there anymore, right? I don't believe so.
No, I think he plays in Italy.
And then Kai Havertz, if I remember correctly.
Kai Havertz and Pulisic. Yes.
Yeah.
American.
Those were the two. So I kind of felt like I cheered for Chelsea during the period there. And then obviously Ronaldo, when he went back to Manchester United, I did tune into the games there and was cheering for him at that point for Manchester. But I know Manchester is always kind of like a touchy subject for some people. You know, it's kind of like the Patriots. Like they always kind of that big spenders money, and they get their wins and stuff like that. So yeah,
and look at them both.
I knew what I cheered for. Yeah, exactly.
Time got the last laugh. Funny. Time did. All right, cool. Look, let's move on and let's do purchases of the week. Chris, you've probably got about 1 million, so you'll go first.
Well, I've got a few. I've got a few. I suppose my biggest purchase of the last week was AEW Forbidden Door tickets. Half a monkey. Fucking loads. We got those. They were doing what was it called? The dynamic pricing again. So they just kept going up and up. And me and Tommy got FOMO of not getting good seats. I kind of wish Jamie was here so we could ask Jamie where his seats are. Have you seen? Up? They are up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
His nosebleed gets nosebleed.
So he's done it differently. I kind of like his take. Yeah. I've gone for good seats. He has gone for the worst possible seats, but he's gone for the VIP backstage shit. So he's going to meet some of the guys and get a photo with a belt, get a photo in the ring, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I would prefer the seats though. So the reason being that they haven't said, and I don't think they ever do, they haven't said who it is that you're going to meet. And there's a few of them that I'm not so fussed about meeting.
Action Andretti.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
That would be one of them. Yeah.
Can you sign
Tony
this card?
Let's talk some quick e-pack hits. So I've been doing a lot of achievements on e-pack, but I've had a few decent hits in the last sort of week or so. I hit a day with the belt from 2024 flagship. So they are 1 in 1,583 packs. So I was quite happy with that. It was the bastard pack. But yeah, still cool. And I think I'll keep that. Also hit it to 25. So the purple Chris Jericho from the Heroes and Heroines comic book ones. Quite a cool one. And an image variation. Again, not necessarily the name you want, but Athena. And I've been hitting loads of Athena cards lately. I've hit like a to 35 from Allure, and breakouts or something or other. So yeah, that's AW. I grabbed a bundle of the WrestleMania cards. Danny, did you get any of these? The dice ones when you were at WrestleMania? Yeah. Did you get loads or?
I got maybe like 10 packs because what you had to do, you had to go through the tops like they had like a little like war room, as I call it. You looked at cards that were on display, then they put you through like you could watch the Topps commercial with Big E on the big screen, and then they would hand you a pack when you left. The whole thing you had to wait like 15 minutes to do it every time. So my wife and I would go through it, and we went through it like 5 times, and I'm like, I'm just over it. I tried bribing the person who was handing out the packs. So like, can I just get a stack? Like this is my 3rd or 4th time. And he's like, sorry, man, we can only do 1 per person. I'm like, all right. And then I found out the last day of WWE World, they were just handing them out like they didn't care. Yeah, they were just giving stacks to people.
Did you not just run around?
Yeah,
watch the video.
Stopped you. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, those were fun though.
They are, yeah. So I did grab a big bundle of those. There's about 50 of them. There was some of the numbered in there. And then I've just been kind of, because obviously UK eBay, we've got a few available, but not like to the point that the US eBay has. So like Dave, I offered you like a bronze numbered one, didn't I, that you didn't want. But yeah, so they are available on my eBay. And then I completed, this is quite a big one actually. And I don't often get like nervous bidding on cards, but this one, my heart was like, yeah, proper beating. So I completed my first Slam Attacks Chrome Rainbow. I mean, product's only been out for 4 years, but it's always the to fives that I end up. So I've got 3 to fives that I need to complete 3 different rainbows. So I finally did one of those. It was the Randall Keefe Alton. It was the finisher, the RKO. So it came as like a 99-cent start auction. And I got in I'm like an early bird, so I'll bid early so that I can I get that notification like your bid item is about to end rather than just some random eBay notification. But yeah, somebody else really, really wanted the card. And every time I bid, straight away, they would go above what even by like $1 or something. And it was just loads of bids in there. So I left it. And I've never really done this before. I put in, Dave, I think you did this on the Booker T Gold. I put in like a bit of a number that I wouldn't have wanted to pay. Do you know what I mean? I'd have been upset if I'd have had to pay this. So I put in like a big bid, but yeah, it ended up only selling for $90. So I was super, super relieved that it didn't hit that big bid. And yeah, that's been delivered now. So yeah, first rainbow completed. 4 years down the fucking line. Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randall Keefe. Cool. So yeah, that's it from me. Danny.
One, I'm that same tactic. So whenever I have to go for like an auction of like Roxanne, I put my first bid early. Like say someone listed card today, I'll put $1 bid on it just so I get the notification later. Yeah. And then I try to do my discipline to remember when it's going to close, and I'll be ready that day. And then like probably the last 10 seconds or even 5 seconds, I put my max bid, like you said, like the highest, even though you hope you don't have to pay that. And yeah, it's burned me once or twice though, because I'm like, oh dear God, I really gotta have to pay that now.
Yeah,
but
I was worried about that.
out like you did, I lucked out. So yeah, first one that I kind of showed on screen for the guys here, but obviously for audio listeners, you won't know. But you can see on my Instagram, it's the booklet from National Treasures of Roxanne Perez Auto. That one was a good one. Was able to get a good price on it off of eBay. Talking with the guy. So always reach out to your people. I would say for anybody listening, it doesn't hurt to reach out to the seller, especially if they have a ginormous price on it. Show them some comps. Maybe you might get someone that is willing to do it. Not everyone's out there just to try to, make the most. They're just trying to be reasonable. So the guy was reasonable. Thank you to the guy. Unfortunately, one of my other purchases was one of the ones from the releases that we had from WWE this past week. Finally, after so much of hunting around for it, I was able to see one on eBay for about a couple weeks. It's been sitting there, but it was a Cora Jade Gala from Chronicles, her rookie Gala out of 8. I hadn't found that for years, and I've always wanted hers and Roxanne's. Roxanne still escaped me. I can't find Roxanne's, but I saw it and I talked with the guy, and I finally knocked down a deal. And then a week later, it's still in transit. I think it went through eBay authentication. So whenever it shows up, but I'm like, oh man, now she's released, but it still will hold a place. I'm going to put it in my stash anyways. I'm not going to resell it. I'm going to keep it because it was a card that I was always chasing for. I always liked the galas. I always thought they were cool additions to Chronicles that people kind of didn't really give it the right.
I totally forgotten about them. Yeah. Until you said it then, I totally forgotten about them. They are very nice cards.
Yeah, they are nice. I've seen a couple in person of other people's, and I've always I liked Cora's image. I liked Roxanne's. It's both their rookie years. So I've been trying to find that. And then I did one across the pond, a transaction with an eBay seller over there. Don't know if they listen. If they are listening, they're going to know. But it was a Cactus Jack. So kind of going full circle of what we talked about earlier in the show. So
I think I might know what this is.
Roxanne out of 5, the red one of her base. They had it up for, I think, 1,500 pounds. If I'm that's right. Yeah. And I did the conversion. I'm like, oh dear God, that's really high. And I was like, okay, I get it. People are pricing these Cactus Jacks really high. So I kind of just told them, I was like, hey, I see this comp. I paid this much in her past 5s. And the guy was talking to me, and I was like, I could do like $500-$600 USD, or not USD, pounds, which I think translates to about like 800 USD. And I was like, okay, like, would you do that? And he interpreted that I was meaning 500 US dollars, not pounds. So the conversion rate, he quickly rejected it. He was like, no, man, I'll just keep it for that price. And I was like, well, what do you want for it? And I talked with him, and he's like, oh, you mean pounds? Like, I thought you were meaning USD dollars. Like, I would have just kept it for that because it would not be anything for us. And I was like, no. So long story short, he worked on the deal, got it done. It's in transit, so it'll be here soon. I'm excited for that one. Kind of felt like I overpaid for it, but like we were all saying, unfortunately, his Cactus Jack prices are just insane right now, and I just didn't want to be like holding the bag later and hate it later that I should have just paid the extra $200 that I felt it was really valued at, because I felt like it was more probably a true like $600 card in USD. But I ended up paying, I think, $800, and then I got hit with the duties and the taxes.
Oh yeah.
So this is a lot different now, because I was like, wow, this shot up to a 750 pound transaction instead of what I originally agreed to, like 650. So it shot up an extra 100 pounds, and I was like, all right, cool. But it is what it is. I'm gonna happy with the card. I'm thrilled. But yeah, now I got to figure out these new transactions with tariffs and everything I guess played into now.
You know what I mean? It's going to get even rougher. It really is. It really is. Anything else, Danny?
No, that's it.
That's
I
a pretty
those
big card.
I was like, my wife after Mania, she's like, no, you're good for right now. So we needed to fill those breaks, everybody.
So from my side, I'm going to start off playing the game. I did promise this last week. We're going to play a little game. So it's called ComC. Play your cards right with sharks. So we have a game in the UK called Play Your Cards Right. In America, you had a game called Card Sharks. Do you remember the game Card Sharks, Danny? I'm not sure.
Very vaguely.
So basically, what's going to happen here? It's kind of like the same kind of format. I'm going to start off giving you a card and the amount I paid for it. And then one of you are going to say to me if you think the next card that I've bought is higher or a lower price.
Are you going to tell us the card first, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you have to guess higher or lower. If you're wrong, then it goes to the other person for the next round. If you get it right, you stay on.
Cool.
But we have to work out who's going to go first. So while Danny, you were speaking before, I had to move over into a jug of coins that I've got on the side. I have a James Bond 10p silver coin. It's actually a silver coin. Ooh. So, Danny, call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Tails.
It is tails. It's the B.
Tails and tails.
Heads is on that side. So I'll put that away before I forget it, or my little boy nabs it tomorrow. So we'll start off. So all of these go back to the start of February. So it's February onwards. So the prices haven't changed that much, right? So the first card I'll give you, and I've said this on the show before. So this was a 3-count Karen Cross card. It was a Superstar Swatch one, and I paid $35 for it. The next card I bought was a Panini Prism Gold Undercard Lucian Price. So rookie card, 2024 Prism. So Lucian Price rookie card out of 10. So do you think I paid less than $35 for that, or more than $35 for that?
Less.
You're right. I paid $28 for it. I thought that was quite steep, to be honest. Then I bought a 2021 Undisputed Omos Green to 50. This is his
Kabuki or what was it?
This is his full Omos autograph on there.
Is yours on the side?
It is on the side, yes. Slightly on the side. Him wearing a suit, big gold chain. $28, higher or lower?
I'm going to say lower.
Oh no, it's still Danny's to go. You'll come back. You'll come into it if you get it wrong.
Turn it up.
No.
Yeah, I thought Chris was going to go next. Okay, I'm going to go higher.
should have listened to Chris. It's lower. $20.
Big on Omos.
$20.25. That's quite a good deal, to be honest. I was quite happy with that. For out of 50 as well. For the next,
I love that
water. So it's $20.25, right? Okay. So the next thing is not a card, it's actually a sticker. And Chris, you know I'm going with this. So I collect one football player in a sticker form. And this is Hulk, the Brazilian footballer. And it's his rookie sticker, his rookie card, his rookie card sticker. Top Shagger, you know the story of Hulk, didn't
it's
you?
It's niece.
Yeah,
he blood. Or
dumped his wife and then went out with his wife's niece. Yeah. Man, Top Shagger. Higher or lower than $20.25?
Oh, what is the sticker?
So it's a 2019 Panini UEFA Champions League.
That's really his rookie sticker. Yep. No way. I would have. I'm going to go higher.
No, it's lower.
Oh,
$10.23.
That's really good.
That is really good.
It's a good price.
I'll skip over the other Hulk ones. This is a good one, though.
We're not a Hulk.
This is a good one. 1992 Star Picks Saturday Night Live Iraqi Pete. So this is Adam Sandler's rookie card.
And this
Iraqi Pete
needs to pick, right?
Yeah. So Danny, it's $10.23 or higher.
Higher. I would Adam Sandler has to sell better.
$11.
Okay.
Not
much.
That's you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, we'll get more contemporary now. Well, maybe for one. 2024, so Upper Deck, AEW, Switchblade, 1 out of 35. Higher or lower than $11?
Higher.
$15.25. Danny, you're still in.
Bang, bang, gang.
20, yeah, big time. 2013 Topps. So this flagship Sin Cara autograph, the original Sin Cara autograph, not Hunico, the original one, Mystico, I think his name is. Higher or lower than $20.25?
I gotta go lower.
It was higher, $20.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, $20.
Oh, wow.
And then Chris, then play passes to you. Are you enjoying this game or?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you liking it? You liking it? Okay, so we go back to
questionable purchases, but
yeah, lots of
we'll go back to Omos. 2024 Select Gold Wave Prism out of 10. Higher or lower than $20?
I don't know why. I'm going to go for lower.
Yeah, it's $7.19.
Jesus.
That's a good
there
price.
you go. That's a steal, yeah.
Okay, well, an easy one next. 2024 Upper Deck Flying Through the Air short print MJF.
Higher.
Yeah, $45.24.
Nice.
So that was the that's the AEW 2023 pose, you know, when he's coming down. It's on multiple cards. Well, I think there's an easier one now. So Upper Deck AEW Bang Bang or Bang Bang. Well, it's not Bang Bang Gang really. So it's Juice Robinson and Switchblade out of 35. The gold. So it's gold. Bullet Club gold.
Oh, I kind of remember.
Yeah.
You posting this. How much was the last one? Sorry.
$45.24.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna go higher. I feel like it was like $49.
$10.
Oh, $10.
$10.
I was way off.
I was thinking like 20.
Staying with Switchblade, his Heroes and Heroines red out of 49. Higher or lower than $10?
Higher.
Yeah, $10.25.
Ooh,
It's a close one.
that's close. Yeah.
All right, we're on the last page now, so there's only a couple more left. So staying with the Switchblade, same parallel. So the Heroes and Heroines, instead of 49 out of 99, higher or lower than $10.25? You would imagine lower, but you never know.
I'm going to say higher,
green.
though.
It's just lower, $10.
Wow.
Just. But it's
Only
basically
just.
the same price. It's crazy, isn't it?
But I like those ones. Those ones are pretty
Yeah.
cool, those inserts. I like that one.
So, Chris, Thunderclap, MJF, higher or lower than $10?
The blue Thunderclap.
Blue Thunderclap, higher or
I'm
lower?
going to go lower.
$9.99. By
I paid $2.99 for that card.
Did you? Good on you then. All right, so Darby Allin and Sting, exclusive out of 100 from 2024. So this is the AEW 2023 as well.
I'm going to say higher.
Lower.
No way.
$7.75.
I'm shit at this game.
It's difficult though, isn't it?
Sorry,
It's
it
good,
is,
but it's
yeah, it
difficult. Now we get the Bang Bang Gang 2024, higher or lower? This is out of 35, so the gold version. So I got all the Bullet Club gold in gold, basically. Higher or lower than $7.75, Danny?
Higher. Has to be. I would hope so.
$10,
got all of them, right?
$10.25. Higher. Yes. Next one, there's only a couple left now. So next one, Jey Uso, Prism autograph, red, superstar autograph from 2024. How much do you think I paid for that? Well, how much? Is it higher or lower?
Higher.
It is higher. Can you guess how much I paid for it? Bonus
What
points.
was it out of? What was it out of?
99.
99. So $70?
$80.25. You're good at this game.
Okay,
You know,
80 was my first one. 80
Mate,
was close to where I was at first. I felt like it might be a little bit under, but yeah, 80 is where I thought it might be first.
bought this the day before. Well, the next one. Let's get into the next one. So it's Jey Uso again, but it's the Royal Rumble Indianapolis exclusive stadium giveaway. How much? Higher or lower?
Higher.
Than $80?
Yes.
Okay. No, it's lower. $10.
What the? He won the
it
Rumble
out?
there.
I know. I know.
That should be fine.
Well, it's not numbered, but they did number versions of them. But
I
yeah,
thought you meant the
it was
numbered.
no, not numbered, not numbered. Sorry, I should have said base.
Okay.
I should have
if it
said
was
base.
Yeah, I would have probably thought. I thought there was like they only had like I didn't know they did number parallels. I thought they only did the base, and that was it.
Okay.
That's why I
But-
thought it was short printed. But it's all good.
But they are short printed. Why are they going for $10?
Well, they should be. Yeah.
Why
yeah,
are they
that's
even
how I
on
feel.
Com C? Like,
And he won, and that's the one he won at. So it's
yeah,
kind
exactly.
of like, it should have more. Yeah.
I got these the day before WrestleMania, so I knew that he was going to win. So I was just like, it's now or never. I've got the money in my account to buy these.
Yeah.
It's now or never. So there you go. So last couple, Lee Moriarty, Bonzo Gonzo, gold. 10.05, higher or lower? Chris?
Lower.
$4.
Oui. Nice.
Jay White, Lenticular, AEW World Tour, higher or lower?
Higher.
Yeah, $30.25. And then it's the MJF Better Than You out of 5. Out of 5. Dual patch. 1 of 5, in fact. Dual patch. Higher and lower than $30.25.
Higher.
It's $100.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Topps Chrome, celebrating Cena. Do you want to know the image?
Was it the last one?
Yeah, so it's
The red shirt.
it's the last one.
Number 25 on the checklist.
It is number 12 on the checklist. I think
Oh,
it says.
right. It's a different one to the one I'm thinking of.
It's the same. It's the same image, but it's
Okay.
numbered number 12. And that obviously that's the very super short print.
Yeah.
Can't find them anywhere. Higher or lower than $100. And this is to win the game or to lose it to Danny.
I'm going to say lower.
Sure,
Yeah.
it is lower, $61.
Whee.
But
That's a good pickup, though. Yeah, nice.
it is a good pickup. More news on, because I have Hustle. That one was Loyalty. I'll give you an update on Respect next time around. But the only other thing that I need to add is that I pulled I'll go through my upper deck pulls next time because there's been so many. But 2024, we've all been going heavy on EPAC within the ATP, and I hit the MJF out of 5 auto.
Wow.
Yeah, big boy card.
So yeah, I was
well done, man.
I was a bit shocked when I hit that. I knew there was something like I hit it and I just kept going through the box, and then I was just like, I'll come back to it because it's either I think it's the base, I don't know. And then I looked at it, I was like, it's the Dynamite. I was like, that's out of 5. Oh my god. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah.
So
as a fellow Jay White fan myself, a little Switchblade fan,
mm-hmm.
Are you happy he ended up in AEW now, looking at it, or do you wish he would have probably went the NXT route? Because I know that was very rumored that it was the 2 options he had to choose from. I personally wish he would have went to NXT. I felt like he could have had the same run as Adam Cole did there, and probably even better. I think he could have done stuff with Trick Williams, Carmelo, all those people when they were there during the period, and then maybe transitioned to the main roster and still done well, I feel like. But wanted to hear your opinion.
Well, I think it's difficult because they've, like, the boys that have come over from New Japan have not been the world killers, beaters that we know from Japan, right? Kenny has been the only real shining example that have come out of Japan and took AEW by storm. He won the belt, you can say that. But like, look at Okada. Look at Jay White. They're
Osprey.
Yeah. Well, I just think they're a paler version of what they used to be. They're trying to fit into a system that doesn't really know what to do with them, and these guys are like main eventing the Tokyo Dome. So I think it's been a tough pill to swallow. The only thing I would say is that with being a Jay White fan, it is difficult because he's injured all the fucking time. So that really hurts his brand more than anything, because if he's not visible, he's not. I mean, he's still getting the cards, don't get me wrong, but the prices aren't going up. His New Japan stuff always used to be, because it was so limited, his New Japan stuff used to cost a fortune. You remember when the Leaf autograph came out?
Yep.
Like, that was the chase, right?
Yeah.
That was. I still think he's quite very sought after because he's more niche, but I hate the fact. I mean, a lot of people didn't like him in especially over here in New Japan. I think a lot of people found him quite boring. I saw him go through the levels over here from, like, he was over here as like on excursion, young boy, saw him wrestle, saw him come back, and just like he went from a kid to a main eventer, and right before my very eyes. I've not really seen that much. I've seen it with Osprey, yes, but the levels that Jay went up, it's just insane, and I just don't think there's not the development in AEW for people like Jay where there is in NXT. But yet again, just being in NXT doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to get those opportunities to go up. You should do, if you're that talented. You should do. I don't think. I think it's difficult as well with being a foreigner in NXT and in because obviously he's from New Zealand. Synonymously, foreign people within WWE, I don't think have had the best runs, especially within NXT. Like the Aussies, for example, always seem to get decimated. There's Rhea Ripley, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
look at Buddy. Look at who, like, they just got rid of Dakota Kai. I know she's from New Zealand.
Even Finn, right? Finn was doing amazing in NXT, but on the main roster, he's kind of just been average, which I hate to see because I'm a big Finn fan. But, same thing. It's just some reason they just don't gravitate to get everyone bought in for whatever reason. They have their fans, true, but like to get that overness that he's in the Seth Rollins spot, type of feeling.
I think that is a big killer for Jay as well. Jay, for the Switchblade going over there, because obviously he'll have the same spot as Seth, and Seth is not moving. So what do you do with him? I think the question is more prevalent, is more interesting to Ospreay than it is Jay to go to NXT. I think Ospreay would be the next big thing in NXT if he did go over there. His skill levels, the way he tells stories. He is Forrest Gump intelligence as a human being, but when it comes to wrestling, there is something there that is just amazing. And I think he would be lightning in a bottle in WWE. And I think that is the biggest miss in wrestling right now. I don't think he's doing much in AEW, and I don't think he'll... I think he'll win when he's over at Forbidden Door. But what's he going to do? Who's there for him to fight, really? That he hasn't fought, like, loads. He's fought loads of the same people over in New Japan. Yeah. Anyway... That's it for the purchases. We'll have a quick word from our sponsor and go to our final bit of the show.
Why not consider joining up and becoming a Cardtricks Elite member? For just £10 a month, you will get exclusive codes for each break. You'll be invited to join a completely free break, and there's an exclusive massive giveaway every single month for Elite members. So why not sign up now? Okay, welcome back. Last bit. Danny, I don't know if you like Slam. Slam Jam is our last component of the show. Danny, you into Slam?
Yeah, I actually am. I actually have a couple. I've not bought anything, so I always do the free packs. I have bought a couple physical packs on there, but I was buying singles like on eBay that people put up on there. I don't really dabble in that. I mean, if I hit it, I hit it. If I trade it, I trade it. Cool. But yeah, I don't that far into it. But yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll just go down the list of the things that have come out in the last couple of weeks. Generally, that's what we do. So, Vanguard of Vanguard is season 3. So there's season 3 base, but also these Vanguard cards in there as well. I think they look quite nice.
Quite nice photos, aren't they? Like image choices and
stuff. I like the Ultimate Warrior one was quite nice. So they're not anything special. They're just something a bit extra. So if you get the season 3, you get loads of them as you go through buying stuff. So that's cool. The big ones that we've had. So the time is now. So anywhere between like small cards all the way up to the time is now was the Cena one. I'm thinking about in the name. So the time is now was the John Cena ones. So Chris, these are the ones that we've had from Chrome. The inserts we've had from Chrome, not the celebrating Cena, but
not the big ones. The subset insert thing.
Exactly.
I did actually hit one of these on a standard pack. Really hard to do.
What, a legendary?
No. Just any of them.
Oh, okay.
The odds were insane on these. Yeah.
So I did buy while watching Twister 2. Well, that was shit. I did try to open a few packs of these. I.e., I bought a few packs of these. I wish I didn't, because I hit shit all, basically. Danny, I take it, did you get any of these? Even on the...
I did not.
I saw quite a few people hit, and good on them, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
In the name, again, small cards all the way up to legendaries. And they had booklet first sign of new booklets we've seen. It is quite funny, actually, because in Slam, when you hit a booklet, when you open the pack, it comes out, it opens, and then it's open forever. It doesn't reopen every time you go to it. It doesn't close, that kind of sucks. I'd like for it to do that.
I thought this one was quite funny because it was really soon after like Rusev and everything, wasn't it? And it had Lana in it, and the set's called In Her Name.
Yeah.
And Lana backwards,
Yeah.
Attaboy, Chris.
Attaboy.
Lower the tone, Chris. Sorry.
So, they were nice. I mean, this is the thing. We've seen in her name. Fuck. We've seen
in her ass. Wait, that's the Ronda Rousey card.
Yeah. More on that in a couple of shows. In the name, was part of the original set. So this is like one of the old sets getting reused, like basically. And that's nice to see it come back. I didn't like the first set they did of this originally. I hit fuck all. I did buy a few like of the big packs to try and get. I didn't hit anything of worth, to be honest. So, bit shit. Danny, did you go in for those one at all?
No, I've been striking out on mine mainly because, like I said, I'm just doing the free packs, and then I'll buy every now and then. Like, I'll spend like $20 and buy a couple packs, and then I don't hit anything. Then I'm like, I'm over it, and then I'll just wait to refill for the next day.
So, and the other big one up to Legendary we've just had last week. I want to say it was Friday, and that was Backlash. So it was very reminiscent to like a flagship set. I found it quite plain. Yeah. But I liked it. I thought it was quite refreshing because it was so plain. You know what I mean? It was
blue. The blues look really nice.
It was not in your face. It was quite subtle, and I think it was very well done. I did hit a couple of legendaries, top tier ones, Tozawa, and Alba Fire. Nope. Top tier legendaries right there. Brilliant. I did note though that the legend ones were capped at 100 on these as well, which is nice. Okay. I don't think any of them will get up to the 100. To be honest, they're quite. The ones I got were like 30, like middle to high 30s, or like, and normally they stay around there now because people aren't buying them anymore. So, okay. Only other ones really I've got: Evolution of the Game up to Iconic, Portraits of the Game up to Iconic. Lots about Triple H in a minute. Lots of Triple H. I don't know. Playing cards. Do you see the playing card die cuts? Those were quite cool.
Yeah, I like the design on these.
Yeah, they haven't really done much die cut stuff since they've been back, and they used to be really heavy on that back in the day. Editor's choice was Maxine Dupree. No one gave a fuck. Throwbacks were Asuka, and I can't remember who this week's throwback was.
Rhea Ripley, I want to say. I think that's finished the season of the throwbacks, because they're like one of the only ones that I did both the auto and the sort of main standard one. Yeah, I think I'm tapping out on like trying to complete the sets and stuff. Okay. That might have been it for me.
Yeah, I think I didn't get the Asuka, but I've got everything else of the autograph ones. But I'm just like, whatever. I don't care really.
That's kind of the outlook you have to
have. Main event WWE 41 stars. So this is the daily one that we're getting at the minute, like the daily chases midweek. Working week, Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. It always comes out at like 2:00 our time, so it would be like 6:00 in the morning your time, Danny. So I like them. I think they're quite nice. You know, they're a bit plain, but
close up images.
Yeah,
But good to see him kind of differentiate from what they'd been doing the last few weeks. If they keep doing the same thing over and over again, it gets really boring.
Yeah.
So,
tops now, Zelina and Tommy. I didn't mention these because I could have mentioned on the news. Could have mentioned here.
Too much tops, yeah.
Two tops now, Zelina and Tommy End. They had the digital version of the physical. So Zelina beating Chelsea and winning her US Championship, and Tommy End coming back. Aleister Black coming back and beating The Miz, which isn't that difficult to do. I wonder what colour of mood socks he was wearing and if anyone gave a fuck, especially him. Don't get me wrong, I used to love Tommy End back in the Indies over here. He was amazing. He went to WWE and I was like, what is this? It's not for me. Any love for Tommy End, Danny, in the States? Aleister Black?
I don't hate him, but I mean... Yeah. I hope this run goes better because I felt like he had a good, decent run in NXT. And then when he went to the main roster, it kind of just fell flat. And I think the audience too. You got to get that commercial audience, and I feel like that's probably one thing that Dakota unfortunately faced. Like, we all like Dakota, but when you'd watch her match and you'd look at that crowd behind her at different cities, it just felt like kind of flat.
Yeah.
Like, fans really weren't as invested into her. So I think that's maybe why. And that's what I wonder with him. You know, same thing. Ooh, it's someone from AEW. That's probably the first niche. And then now it's like, can you make anything of it? Because you couldn't do it last time. And it seems like they're packaging you the same way they did last time. You just don't have, you know, VKM calling the shots. Now you have Triple H, but is it going to be the same outcome? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I still can't believe he's shagging Zelina, to be honest. That's ultimately, I just...
Like Cross with Scarlett? Cross with Scarlett too?
Well, yeah. Well, he's a golden god, old Cross, but and his brother.
Golden god.
Anyway, look, end of the show. I think we're done. So, thank you very much, Danny, for coming onto this show. I'll just do a little bit on our side with regarding the end bits. So, guys, if you want to go and get into a break in the UK, go to Cartrix. In America, go to Danny Medina. They'll sort you out, bud. Over this side of the pond, we have got Cartrix. You can come onto the WhatsApp groups, VIP. You can do a load of different stuff. We're always on. It feels like 24/7. We're always on WhatsApp. It's really cool. Come join us. Much fun. For the show, we're on Instagram, which Chris and Jamie normally do, and I don't have a login, Danny. I wouldn't know or care. So
those weren't your feet when I got the DM from Cartrix? Yeah. They said it was you.
So yeah, come and find us on Insta. Squared Circle Relics Podcast. We're on there. Pretty much daily updates. If you haven't made us a friend, why not? We're here for you. Outside of that, we still have our Facebook group open as well, but it's just kind of open for the old boys in there, really, and girls in there. So that's that. Danny, do you want to go first? Do your plugs?
Yeah. First, thank you guys for inviting me onto the show. Big fan of the show in general, but also just the community over there across the pond. Anywhere in the Europe in general. Can't thank you guys enough for plugging me when you guys do plug me. I'm a wrestling fan at heart, so I love it when anybody that's listening to this is joining my breaks. I will say hands down, Chris is the man over at Cartrix. I mean, him and his whole crew, they're doing amazing stuff. I can't put them over enough. Even the community I built with just him, just interacting, talking about stuff, the product, what we're seeing. Love the support as always. So can't beat the drum anymore further for Chris and Cartrix over there. They're doing amazing. You see me join the breaks every now and then. And happy he's able to bring something closer, cheaper for you guys, because of that fees for shipping is brutal and it's horrible. So I know, but when you guys do jump in, anybody that's listening to this, I do appreciate it. So you can always catch me. You can jump in and just watch. I'm fine with you watching. Hang out, shoot the shit with us, have fun, listen to some music. MedinaBreaks on Whatnot. You can follow me on Instagram as well, MedinaBreaks, no spaces all together. And you can see my Roxanne PC, anything else. Every now and then I'll post some regular stuff here and there. But yeah, and then I'm on Twitter, but I really don't tweet that much anymore. Just kind of just use it for information, So
everyone's the same with Twitter, right?
Yeah,
everyone's like
it's just a news source that half of the time I get stuff suggested to me. I'm like, I don't even follow this. Why is this popping up? Like, so I've kind of just steered away from it in that landscape. It's just really curated weird now. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you again. Anyone that's listening, if you've bought into my break, I really do appreciate it. And can't thank you guys enough for joining the show. Hopefully I'll be back soon.
Thanks. And we do appreciate we do. You've always, knowing those fees as well, you've always helped us out for the ATP side, so we do appreciate it, mate. And thank you so much again for coming on the show. Chris?
Yes, Cambridge Trading Cards on Instagram and YouTube. I'm still trying to do my kind of weekly eBay sales every sort of Monday, Tuesday. I kind of upload what I've sold on eBay over the last week. See some of Dave's cards in there sometimes. Maybe a little 101 this week, Dave. It's taken a while to sell.
I know.
But yeah, same on YouTube. I've had a few like AEW boxes. I think I had an Allure Blaster this week. I've recorded, Dave, I don't know if you probably not. I recorded like a screen recording of opening a box on ePack. And then I haven't done it yet because I haven't had any free time where it's just me in the house. But I'm going to do like a voiceover of it. It's only like a 3-minute video. So it's just, just something you don't really see ePack being opened on YouTube that often. So yeah, I just thought it was something a little bit different.
Is it the whole thing? You're going shit.
Pretty much.
3 minutes.
Pretty much. No, I think I hit at least something good.
Okay.
Maybe. Now I'm questioning myself if I did or not. But yeah, that should be up there this week because I should have some time.
Nice one. All right. Nothing for me, really. I am on Instagram, but no one fucking cares. It's fine.
Don't message you.
All right. Danny, we'll give you the last word. You can fuck John Cena or you can love John Cena. Which one are you gonna leave us with?
I'm gonna love John Cena. We all should take him in.
Cena.
Enjoy it while we last. Like he says, I think he really is being honest. And we got about 5 more months, maybe a little bit more than that, but still like about 6-7 months left of him. Enjoy it. I think when it's gone, we're really going to regret it in some sense. He gave a lot to us. So, enjoy the ride, enjoy the heel heat, enjoy the fun. One of the last strong ones that actually held the flag and got us some crazy matches, some funny segments, all that good stuff. So I love John Cena.
Say bye, boys.
Bye, boys.
Bye. Love John Cena. Danny approved.